Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we are talking about Frontier Crucible, a new movie out on VOD and playing in select theaters right now. And in Frontier Crucible, it deals with this man who is traveling on a wagon, trying to get to this very hard to get town that's in desperate need of this medicine. But in order to do that, he has to cross Apache country, and while doing so, he encounters this group of outlaws. They get stuck together, and some real bad stuff and a lot of tension start to build up. Okay, now, so to get things started, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about what I liked about the movie before I really kind of get into what I don't like about it. And first and foremost, the premise itself is actually not bad. It's like the Thing, but in the Wild West and without an alien. People are very suspicious of each other because they don't know who to trust and who not to trust. And, there's some really good thinking with at least the narrative idea of what this movie is about. And when it comes to the main character, again, the idea is a good one. I just simply don't really care for the execution. His name is Merrick Beckford, and, he is a cowboy. He's the guy, trying to get the wagon of medicine to the very hard to get town. And again, I like the idea about him because he's a very stoic, very mysterious man. Don't know much about him, but that kind of elevates his character a little bit. Again, though, I just really wish that the execution of his character was a lot better. And the last good thing I can think of is the execution of the combat, the gunfights and stuff. Cause, there's some firefights going on, and they can get, at least from an execution point, pretty intense. There's not a lot, but when they do happen, it's not bad. And you're just sitting there going, ooh, that's kind of brutal. But as far as good things I can think of, this is pretty much it. First and foremost, the music choice in this film. There are country ballads and stuff in the movie. And while I don't have anything against using acoustic music for a Western, a country ballad with singers singing, that just does not belong in a Western movie. I'll take a guitar or banjo melody any day of the week as long as it's fitting. But a country ballad, that's not very fitting for a gritty, intense Western. And speaking of gritty, intense Westerns, what really helps to sell the whole, this is a gritty, brutal world when you're dealing with something like this, is making things look dirty, used, stained, making it look lived in. That sells the gritty, brutal Western vibe. With this movie, everything looks brand spanking new. The costumes look brand spanking new. The wagon looks brand spanking new. The guns look new. Nothing looks like it's been used over a long period of time. And this is something I don't normally complain about, which, that just tells you how much it stuck out like a sore thumb. The fact that nothing looked used. Heck, even the Apaches, they're not supposed to have outfits that look like they just bought it at the local farmer's market or Walmart. Look brand new. Again, not something I normally complain about, which shows how much it stuck out. And when it comes to the acting, the only actor in the movie that I thought was doing a good job was Army Hammer. Without getting into the accusations against, Army Hammer, I think he's a really good actor, and, he does a good job in this movie. A really dang good job. Everyone else, on the other hand, a lot of them felt very weak, and that's unfortunate. Thomas Jane, for instance, I really like that guy. I think he's a terrific actor. Maybe because his character was very one note, but this was far from his best performance. The actor playing Derek Beckford, I don't know his real name, but he was trying way too hard to be like a mixture of Clint Eastwood and Henry Cavill in the first 2 seasons of The Witcher. He was trying way too hard to be like a mix of the two. And lastly, the movie's just too long. There was no reason for this movie to be a 2-hour movie. It should have just been the simple 90-minute Western. And I think things would have been significantly better. So guys, at the end of the day, Frontier Crucible, we are in desperate need for a good Western, but this movie is not it. It has a good idea behind it. The main character, in terms of the idea of him, is a good idea. The combat is well done, but unfortunately, the movie's bogged down significantly. The music choices in the movie are very off-putting and out of place. The gritty Western vibe and aesthetic is ruined by everything being squeaky clean instead of dirty and filthy. Army Hammer is the only good actor in the entire movie. And that's very sad because, again, I like Thomas Jane. And the movie's just too long. I'm going to give Frontier Crucible a 2. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And please don't forget, I also have a gaming channel where I do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember, the Budetsky will return.